Hi, everybody. We're back again at our get together on Fridays at this time, talking to you about what's new and coming up with Lipedema. I'm Leslyn Keith with the Lipedema Project. I'm here with my friends and colleagues. Let's just go around and have everybody introduce themselves. Gail.
Hi, I'm Gail Straker. I'm the community manager. I work with these lovely ladies, and I'm also the director of coaching. It's good to be here.
And Gail loves to talk. So we love to have her with us. And Catherine.
Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine Sayo, and I'm the founder and director of Lipedema Simplified and the Lipedema Project. And I'm a storyteller. I always say that when I make a presentation. And
Catherine loves to talk too.
yeah, and I'm going to be offering a webinar on Monday, October 10th at 6 p.m. that we're going to talk about.
Yes, perfect. And our friend Siobhan.
Hello, I'm the research specialist, and I'm also a chronic workaholic and an overachiever.
We meet on that plane, Siobhan.
Yes, right. But not Gail.
Not Gail. Not Gail.
Good. Keep it that way, Gail. It's much healthier for you.
But we got a lot of things coming up in October. This is a busy month, almost as busy as June, Lipedema Awareness Month. October is also a pretty heavy month for us. And coming up on Monday, Catherine, you're having a webinar. Tell us, everybody, what's happening with your free webinar.
Yeah, it's 6 p.m. Eastern time, and it's something about miracles. What is it? What's the title? You guys were talking about the title.
I got the title here. The title is Miracles Can Happen Living with Lipedema. Are you ready for yours?
Yes. So we're going to be talking about miracles in lipedema. And mostly we're going to be talking about, at the bottom line of everything, what can you do? What works? And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're also, Gail's coming too. You're coming, right, Gail? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually invited a surprise guest who may or may not come. I hope he does. So he may show up. But we're also going to spend some time talking to one another. Our event coming up in October 21, 22, and 23, we're going to be doing a lot of exploration in smaller groups. So I thought it'd be a good idea to try it out in one of the webinars. So we'll be doing a little bit of that as well. So there'll be an opportunity for you to share a bit about your own story in a small group.
And if you want to sign up for it, if you want to go and register for it, we did put that in the chat just now. It should also be in the caption in the announcement. And as you can see, it's scrolling across the bottom. We have it in 3 places, so find it.
And just to clarify too, I mean, this is part of a series of webinars. This is the 3rd one in the series, because we have the 4th and final one coming up on it says October 13th. Thursday. You know what? Maybe it's been updated. I'm looking on the website. It says Monday, and that's actually a Thursday. So it's Thursday, October 13th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. And that one is going to be more about our event. Catherine, what's going to be happening on that webinar on the 13th?
Where does it say Monday?
I'm looking at the
website.
And
you're right.
It says webinar number 4, and it says Monday, and it's everybody should know this is Thursday, October 13th. So Catherine's doing her webinar on Monday, October 10, and that's at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then we have another one in that same week on Thursday, October 13th, and that one's at 4:30 Eastern.
Yes. And that's in about a minute. I want you to refresh your screen because it will.
Okay. This is being updated and corrected as we speak.
As
that
we
one,
speak.
that Thursday webinar, Gail, what's going to happen at that webinar?
So from what I understand, because you know how I don't always understand everything, I try, but things happen. Anyways, from what I understand, that's going to be with us. Us, who's on the screen right now. I'm not sure. Are you going to be there, Siobhan?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think I've
before-
already agreed to it, so.
Okay,
And
cool.
actually, I'm going to tell that I'm doing 2 other presentations on that day, so I will not be there. But you 3 will definitely be there, and probably some other guests as well.
Yes.
Oh, so anyway, there will be a clump of Lipedema simplified people there. However it works, we're gonna have a gathering, and that gathering is pretty much going to be, we'll be answering questions. We'll be giving you some topics. Hopefully, we'll get a lot of interaction going with that, and it's not going to be in a webinar format. It's going to be in a meeting format.
Yes. And
Is
so
there any-
again, that way of getting into small groups for discussion, but it's kind of like everybody is there together, not just you have a presenter and everybody is listening to the presenter. So very interactive.
So I'm going to use that as a segue into talking a little bit about the event coming up. I met with Dr. Carmody today, and we've been going back and forth about this truly, truly, truly is unprecedented. What we're really looking to do is harvest and explore and discover the wisdom of the community. What Dr. Carmody used to do when I was seeing him, when I was his patient, is he would always say, "You're the one with the answers." And I would ask a question, he would offer me another question, or we would together explore what's possible. And it was through that, not even that, I saw him every few weeks for years, and we would explore it. And he now works with us. He's our medical advisor. We have published a couple of articles together. We're in the midst of publishing another one, and he's been doing research with us. And the exploration about what's possible in community. And that's what we're doing at the event. The event is truly about how important everyone's voice is. Everyone's voice is critical. And a lot of the work that we've done is around this whole way of thinking called systems thinking, about complex systems. And he even put a slide in, Leslyn, about mushrooms. So when I went carnivore a few months ago, and I asked Leslyn one day what she was eating, she told me for breakfast it was eggs and shrimp and mushrooms. So I said, "Mushrooms? I thought you didn't eat vegetables." She said, "Mushrooms are not a vegetable. And they're not a plant.
They're not a plant.
Yeah, not a plant and not an animal. It's its own entity, and it's something called mycelium. And I'll let you come to the event and hear more about it because it's fascinating how things grow. Anyway, I'm talking too much today, so I will now turn it over to Leslyn, who's going to tell us about her presentations coming up.
Yeah, and the reason I'm not going to be with you at the webinar on the 13th is I'm actually doing 2 other presentations that day. I am going to be at the American Vein and Lymphatic Society conference that's being held in New Orleans, and they required that the presenters be there in person. So I'm presenting late morning on that Thursday, October 13th. But early morning, the Russian lymphology Society is having me speak for their virtual conference. And so I just tested the tech stuff. I had a tech check this morning, and you go on to the platform and everything's in Russian. So I wasn't sure what button to push. And so luckily the tech person spoke English, and she told me to, what the picture of the little button in the right-hand corner was, and then I could share my screen, and I put my slides up and everything worked. So I'm ready to, I'm going to be speaking about using a ketogenic diet for lipedema for the Russian group, and also pretty much the same presentation there in New Orleans with the vascular specialists. So I think that's going to be, the 13th is going to be an exciting day because we're also going to be having, of course, our very collaborative, interactive webinar that same day. So I think it's going to be good.
I was going to ask you if you were going to do the same presentation for both groups because it's the same topic.
Yeah, luckily they both wanted the same thing. And so as Siobhan knows, when you're trying to put together more than one talk at the same time, it's quite time consuming. So I was able to, except for my final slide where I say thank you in Russian, they're identical presentations. So I'm really looking forward to it. And they are having at this conference that's being held in St. Petersburg, Russia, they're having speakers from all over the place. And I recognize some Italians, some people from Greece, and then quite a few people from Russia and Kazakhstan and that region up there. So they're actually doing some pretty good work up there, some interesting work with lymphedema and lipedema. And I was very pleased that they were having a good chunk in the program devoted to lipedema. So we're getting the word out around the world.
Yeah, very cool. They're definitely doing some interesting stuff because there was a study out of Russia about keto for lipedema, if I remember right. It's
yes.
Like this is spreading all over the place, which is great.
Yes. And so I'm actually going to be presenting about there's been 6 or 7 papers in the last 2 years with women with lipedema and keto. And that is one of them that I'll say it's from right here in Russia. You have this great study. That was actually a pretty good size group, 90 women, 45 women in each group. So it was a pretty good sample size for that study too. So yeah, some interesting stuff coming out.
So let me ask let me mention that in December, Leslyn and Siobhan will be presenting at Learn on our research project. Can you just mention a little bit, Siobhan, since you're our research specialist, a little bit about our Voices of Lipedema project? And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so a lot of what I've been working on is that Voices project, and it's essentially listening to women with lipedema about their experience when they were diagnosed, their experience with medical providers, their experience with lipedema, and learning from them. So through that, even though it's a diverse group of women from all over the place, many different experiences through life, there is a lot of overlap. And so what I'm doing is finding those threads and creating this bigger picture out of it. What is the commonalities between them? What are shared experiences? What are their concerns? And I think we can learn a lot from that of where we need to focus on, where women need the most help, where medical providers can help them through this process. And one of the things that I've found amazing as I'm kind of going through these, and it's like, oh, that's my experience. Oh, she put into words something that I had been experiencing and hadn't even really thought about consciously. And it's just amazing. So I'm really excited to be able to share what we're learning with other people on that.
Yeah, pretty fabulous. And that will be the final webinar that we've been doing in collaboration with Learn, Lymphatic Education and Research Network. We've been doing one webinar per month. I think did we start this in June, Catherine? But they really wanted to do a focus on lipedema. And so we've been honored to work with them on this and present some topic to do with lipedema each month. And so that will be the final one in December. And we'll be talking about our Voices of Lipedema project. It's been a fabulous series. Gail, didn't you just do one, Gail?
Yeah. Catherine and I did one yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, it was mostly Gail.
Yeah.
It was mostly Gail.
Well, there was Catherine on either end and then me in the middle, and we had a good time. It was actually what's fun. What's fun about doing these is they're fun. I mean, I know some people might think, yeah, yucca, but I totally enjoy it. I know Catherine enjoys these events, or we wouldn't have so many of it. And our community enjoys us being out there, and we get nothing but support and kind words from our community as we're giving them support. And
tell them your brilliant idea that was really fun. It was so brilliant.
Well, it was, I don't know. So what I ended up doing is I realized that as a community, we have all the answers, right? Because we have the answers before we even have the questions. I kept thinking about that, and I thought, Jeopardy, you get the answers and then you have to give them the questions, right? So I created a Jeopardy game, and instead of calling it Jeopardy, I called it Lip Party. Catherine's like, oh, that's brilliant. I'm thinking it's dorky, but anyway, so I've done a webinar with in the free webinar series with the Jeopardy game. It was a little rough because it was our first time doing it. But then yesterday we did it for Learn, and it went very smoothly. And what was absolutely phenomenal is Catherine, as I do it, she's throwing stuff in. Like the first time, all of a sudden she uses the Jeopardy game, the last page of it, and she does a meditation process with us. We did 5-10 minutes of meditation with her. And then yesterday, of all things, she goes, oh, Gail's going to keep track of the score, and that person's going to get a prize. So now I'm busy trying to keep track of the score while I'm running the game.
You have to think music.
Anyway.
That's great. That's great. And we're getting lots of comments from people that are here with us today. Paige wants to know, what does LEARN stand for? It's LE and RN. It doesn't have the A, because it's Lymphatic Education and Research Network, a fabulous organization that deals with lymphatic and fat disorders. And has been very, very supportive of what we do at the Lipedema Project and Lipedema Simplified. And that's where they had the fun Liberty game with Gail and Catherine.
And we had a winner. We had a winner, and she received a free all access pass and VIP pass to our upcoming event.
Wow.
I know.
That's
it's
quite a thing.
That's $494 worth of prize she got.
Wow.
Boom, like that. And she had the first question before we even started the game. She was busy asking questions. She was so involved. And, there's no wrong answers. There were no wrong answers. And I was thrilled because I didn't even know what the prize was going to be.
Yeah, and Tamara is saying that gamifying learning makes it so much easier. I mean, and you know that as a teacher, Gail, you make that you make it funny and fun, and then people learn better. Yeah.
Right. And the other thing is, when you teach, you learn. And so when you play games, you learn. And when you teach a game, you learn. So that's what all this is about. It's all about educating ourselves and sharing each other's knowledge and leveraging each other's talents. I mean, we have an amazing community, and I'm so excited about this upcoming event, because we are going to spend a lot of time with each other, and we're going to like Catherine always says, at least Gail and I laugh through most of the stuff if we're not crying.
That's right. And Christina is excited to hear about the Voices Project, and we're all really excited about that too. And I know that it is fascinating for Siobhan to be working on this. So
yeah, it's actually interesting because it's fun. Like Gail said, it's fun to go through and like work on it and stuff like that. And at the same time, it is a lot of learning of, oh, I had never thought about it that way before, or this person phrased it in a way that made me think about it differently. And a friend of mine, Nick Mailer, had this great presentation. I don't remember the title, but he was talking about how playing is learning. Not only in humans, but you'll see crows playing a lot, cubs and like little baby animals playing. And what they're doing is practicing and learning. And we do that too. And I think like playing should be more glorified because it's helpful and it makes learning fun, and it should be fun.
Yes.
And it's part of our own self-care.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To play and smile and laugh. And I'm noticing we have so many people here today. We got 26 right now, and we only have five loves. Come on, people, push that button. You can do this. Let's see how many we can get. We'll have a contest. See how many we can get. There's still 5.
But hello, Julie and Marcia and Paige. So glad to have you here. Tamara and Christina, Loretta, Ruth. We love how you guys post things and let us know you're here. Julie, who's my neighbor here in California. Sarah, so wonderful to have you guys all with us. We love hanging out with you on Fridays.
Yeah, and Julie Stewart said, play is how children learn. It's also how adults learn.
Yes. It should be how adults learn. Sometimes we forget how to play. We need to play ourselves. And Faith is here from Nevada. Great to have you all here. It is always wonderful hanging out, and we love talking about what's new and coming up as we do every Friday. Be sure and get back together again with us next Friday. We always enjoy being with you, and we will see everybody again.
Bye.